heard or read a word Earth, the ideas that always come up in our mind are a living organism, nature, a place where people live or anything that you see around you is our definition of Earth. But did you ever think what is the state of our planet right now? If it's the same since it was born, or it is another way around? As humans evolve, their mind also become more complex. This event leads human race to become more advanced from the previous era. They find many ways to make their life and work easier and productive. The emergence of the most advanced technology and products such as fossil fuel plant, vehicle and plastic products is some of the ways that mankind invented to be useful in their living. But this invention is like a double-edged sword because despite having their advantages, they also come with negative effect and the environment. The greediness and being ambitious of human also affect the environment. People also suffer from their own medicine. We did learn in the early grade that Earth is our home planet. Scientists believe Earth and its moon formed around the same time as the rest of the solar system. They think that it was about 4.5 billion years ago. On Earth, everything is just right for life to exist. It's warm but not too warm. It has water but not too much water. Earth is the only planet known to have large amounts of liquid water, which is essential for life. Earth is the only planet where life is known to exist. But Earth changing rapidly. And the life that we are talking right now is in the process of dying and disappearing like a thin air. Then, let's take a look at the picture of Mount Fuji. This is Mount Fuji during December 28, 2013, and this is Mount Fuji during January 1, 2021. As you can observe, between the two pictures, there are very big difference. According to the monitor of NASA's Terra satellites, a snow cover on Mount Fuji in December 2020 was among the lowest in the 20 years. Mount Fuji's iconic snow cap, which is normally visible throughout December, has been small or absent in the first day of year 2021. Weather data also indicate that temperatures around the mountain were warm during much of December. One recent study found that mountain's timberline had moved upslope by 30 meters over the past 4 decades, like due to 2 degrees Celsius increase in summer temperature. As you see, Mount Fuji is one of the examples to the rapid changes happen to the planet Earth. The reason of this is the climate change. But first, let us define climate change. According to the website of United Nations, climate change refers to the long-term shift in temperature and weather patterns. This shift may be natural, such as through variation in the solar cycle. But since the 1800s, human activities have been main driver of climate change, primarily due to the burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. As human progress, we become wiser and wiser through time. As a result, we become curious in everything and we wanted to find a better approach to make our lives easier. This is the start of us to develop more advanced technology that later on becomes threat to environment and the planet itself. The fossil fuel plant, automobile, and plastic product are all examples of these technologies. These technologies pose a danger because humans misuse them. We have become greedy, resulting in the indiscriminate and aggressive use of our resources. Do you know when fossil fuels are burned, they release large amounts of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas into the air? Greenhouse gases trap heat in our atmosphere, causing global warming. According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, in the year 2018, 89% of global CO2 emission came from fossil fuel, which coal is responsible for over 0.3 degrees Celsius of the 1 degree Celsius increase in global average temperatures. This makes it the single largest source of global temperatures rise. Car is major contributor to air pollution, producing significant amounts of nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, and particulate matter. This substance causes a variety of environmental problems such as air pollution and global warming. 80 to 90% of course environmental impacts also come from fossil consumption. Plastic product leads to destroying the marine life and polluting the earth. Millions of the tons of plastic are in the environment as waste, especially in the oceans and seas. Some estimate that the volume of plastic in the ocean will be more than the fish by 2050. 80% of marine litter is plastic, which kills up to 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine creatures each year by ingesting it. When plastic is incinerated, it can be harmful to humans' health, and when it's burned, it increases carbon emissions that contribute to climate change. As stated in the third law on the law of inertia of Sir Isaac Newton, in every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, which in every wrong action and decision of human being there are always a greatest consequences. High number of typhoon in a year, strong earthquake, drought, flooding, and landslide are cause of climate change resulted from abusive use of resources and not using it wisely. This is Peter Kalmus, an activist and NASA scientist. He took part in scientist rebellion that just happened recently on April 6, 2022. According to Scientist Rebellion, about 1,000 scientists from 35 nations took part in the protest. Many of them wore lab coats to identify themselves. Seven of activists was arrested and they released later on. Dr. Kalmus gave an emotional speech that highlights the facts that humanity is on the brink of climate disaster. This protest comes in the latest report by the IPCC, warned that greenhouse gases around world need to peak by 2025 and then halve within 5 years to give the planet a fighting chance of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial level. In overall, we or our race is the main reason why planet Earth suffered. It's because of greediness and selfishness of people. They do anything just to satisfy what they want and needs without considering the potential impact to the environment. Due to burning fossil fuel, using vehicle powered by fuel, and burning plastic product, it triggered climate change which affect the natural cycle of nature. Where we experience multiple typhoons in a single year, extended periods of El Nino and El Nina, landslide caused by excessive tree cutting, either illegally or legally, without replacement, or any natural hazard we experience. It also affects any living organism in the earth. We used to count how long the world would live, but I believe we are now counting the years lived before the earth will die. It is our fault that earth is dying. I encourage everyone to be responsible in every action they do when it comes in nature. We don't know when the Mother Earth will give up on us, and there's only one Earth. The answer for this problem is in our hand. There's no age limitation when it comes in helping the Earth to survive. Scientists are already spreading awareness. It's our choice to listen and take action, or we abandon Earth on its dying state. Thank you for being here today.